Hey there everyone and welcome back to my YouTube channel, and today we're going to be talking about chapter 3 of Black Torch titled What is My Name? So the chapter starts off with Jiro's grandfather and Sheba just talking up, trying to just catch up and whatnot. In the meantime, Jiro is packing up his things just like regular clothes and whatnot, going back to the bureau. Rango, however, just interjects and says like, hey, just letting you know, this might be the last time you ever see your room, right? While Jiro's trying to stay optimistic, he's like, hey, you know what? Being scared isn't going to help us. And as he walks out, him and his grandfather are greeted by Ichika, and they're a bit shocked to see her. And Ichika tells Jiro, like, hey, I'm going to be your bodyguard. And the truck is just waiting outside, so we gotta start skedaddling over here. So Jiro and his grandfather have a little back and forth. They're like, "Hey, don't get unalived without my permission." While Jiro's like, "Hey, don't kick the bucket while I'm gone, old man." So next page, we get to see the cover page of the chapter, and it's really good. Like the artwork, I'm just telling you guys, please, if you ever do get a chance, please um just read the series. The artwork alone is just amazing. So the artwork is Jiro and Ichika back to back, with Ichika in the forefront while Jiro's just standing with Rango on his back. And we cut to them riding in the truck, in the back of the truck, and Jiro is handcuffed. And he's like, hold on a second, why am I handcuffed? And Ichigo's like, well, just letting you know, you're no longer human. You're a monster in a human body infused with a Mononuke. And so, technically speaking, I'm never going to acknowledge your existence, basically. And Rango kind of wakes up from his sleep. He was sleeping, basically, throughout this entire car ride. Uh, Perks of being a cat. Anyways, he wakes up and he tells the dude like, hey, this is why I hate kids, always like bickering around. And Ichigo kind of gives him some attention, and he's like, hey, you're a filthy Mononoke. Don't underestimate me, basically, right? And Rango's like, I admire your pride. He's giving her like some good recognition here. But then he's like, you should be focusing on something else. So I think I should say this now. There's two drivers driving this truck, and all of a sudden it starts getting foggy. And without moment of hesitation, they're like, "What's going on?" To boom, there's a Mononuke holding one of the driver's heads, and it's crazy. He's holding the passenger's head basically, and it just gets nuts. Um, Next up we see the truck getting attacked. Jiro and Ichigo just get freaking flown to the other side of the truck, while Rango's just sitting and chilling. Dude's even yawning. He's just chilling at this point. Um, and we get to see the front of the truck, where the front of the trunk, it looks pretty bashed up. Like it's not gone, but quarter of the front of the truck is just gone. Ichigo now says, hey, you know what? Something's wrong. I gotta go. So he leaves. So sorry, she leaves, and she's greeted by two Mononoke. So the first one is called Fat Boy, and the second one's called Slim. And I just like this because Fat Boy is the one who's the skinny one, while Slim is the big pig. And you see Slim, the fat Mononoke, just eating he's eating the driver basically, which is insane. So anyways, Ichika turns into Ben 10 somehow and presses something on her watch, and she goes into this new quantum camouflage mode. And they're like, yo, this is getting exciting, what the Mononuke says, and they start to transform into like some type of a beast mode. Kind of just like in the first chapter we saw that Mononuke go from like a human to like a more beast form. Same thing with Jiro, kind of like using his powers, looking like a bit of a beast, basically. So then, um, Ichigo pulls out her weapon, starts attacking, and these guys are going toe for toe. Like, these guys are going at it. So she gets flown right into the side of the truck, and Jiro hears this. He's like, "What's going on outside?" Rango kind of brings him down to earth. He's like, you know what? It doesn't matter if it doesn't matter if it's the Bureau of Espionage or it's the Mononuke. They're going to treat us both the same. So just wait it out. Let them, unalive each other, and let's just leave basically at the end of this. Jiro doesn't like this approach, and I like this. They're always going back and forth, clashing of ideals. Jiro basically says, "Hey, as a man, I can't sit quietly and do nothing while somebody's out there fighting to protect our lives." So then another hit of the truck happens and they get set flying. And we see Jiro standing right well, he's not standing, he's like laying right beside Ichika. And Rango's in his like ghost cat form, and he's like, you're acting so cool a second ago, but you don't have a plan, do you? And Jiro's like, yo, bro, just leave me alone. And then the Mononuke recognized Jiro. They're like, oh, this is the dude. This is the dude who's been possessed by Rango. So then Jiro was telling Ichika, he's like, bro, if we want to win this fight, you gotta let me loose. Like, you gotta cut these handcuffs off me, right? And she's like, no way. With these filthy Mononuke hands, I'd rather die. And we get a little more back and forth. Jiro's trying to reason with Ichika, like, hey, we're both gonna be beat if you don't do this. And we get a little flashback of Ichika when she's younger. We know this because the gutters go black, and we see the panels of a little girl. Um, and we get told that like, hey, it was an accident. I can't believe the mistress was killed by a Mononuke. Lady Ichiga's only 5. How tragic. Uh, I wonder. I wonder what the master is going to do about the clan. He doesn't. He doesn't even have an heir. He doesn't even have an heir. Sorry. And Ichigo, a young Ichigo who's only 5 years old, is like, you know what? I'm going to be the head of the Ki, sorry, Kyoshimoji clan. Kishimojin clan. And she's going to study hard. She's going to fight hard and be like, just like father and mother, and be like a great warrior, basically. So then she finally agrees, cuts the handcuffs off Jiro, and Jiro starts, using his like he's using Wrangle's black flames, and he uses this attack on Slim where he gets his fist and he punches the air, kind of like what Luffy does. Punches the air, and a big fist of energy just goes right through Slim. And the other Mononuke fat boy, he's like, what's going on? And Ichigo's right behind him, like, hey, you know what? You're wide open. And we get a full spread page of Ichigo just demolishing Slim Boy. So then afterwards, the fight's over, and in typical shonen fashion, well, more likely, what happened in Bleach when Ichigo saved Rukia. Rukia's like, I'm not gonna thank you. Same thing with Ichigo for you. She's saying, I'm not gonna thank you. And Jill responds to like, hey, you fought to protect us. I'm just here to help. We don't owe each other anything. And Ichika is like, hey, you know what? Sure, but call me by my name. Ichika Kishimonji. That's my name. So stop with the haze news. And then they're like, okay, sure, why not? Whatever. And afterwards, they're like, okay, now what? And Ichiko's like, well, we gotta start walking now. And Joe's like, wait, what? Really? We gotta start walking? And that's where they end right there. We cut back to Shiba in the headquarters of the Bureau of Espionage, and he's talking to, I can only assume, his higher ups, which are 5 faces. Pretty interesting, I won't lie. And they give him permission to speak. And what Shiba has is he wants to create a new squad basically, and he wanted to include Ichiga, Jiro, and another rookie. We only get to see the rookie's um, back, And he also wanted to include the assistant chief Izumi, and he wanted to say it's codenamed Black Torch. How does that sound? Seem interesting? And he said he would take full responsibility of everything here. Um, the sorry, the heads basically say Rango has shown no signs of hostility, and Jiro seems to be cooperating too. So they don't really give a perfect answer, I would say, but I guess it's good enough. I think they'll just let him do whatever he wants, what Chiba wants to do. So yeah, well, it's a great ending to this chapter. We finally get the name Black Torch, which is going to be the code name for um this new group that they're going to do for the Bureau of Espionage, and this also concludes the chapter for the first tankobon for Volume One. So that was pretty good. Overall, just overall of this entire volume, it was really good for three chapters. We got good character development for Jiro and Rango. We get to see how they go back and forth and how their ideals clash. Ichigo has a good setup. Um, that third rookie they were talking about, if you go read the first volume, you do get to see his face. And same thing with Shiba. I hope they do a little bit more with him and get to expand more on the Beard of Espionage. But, anyways, that's that. The next time I see you when we're reviewing Black Torch, well, we're going to be on Volume 2. And spoiler alert, Ichigo is going to be the volume cover for Volume 2. So, I hope you enjoyed. Like, comment, and subscribe if you did. And I will see you next time.